Good morning, friends. I am so happy to be talking to you again this morning. My name is Miss Ashley, and I have two helpers here with me this morning. I'm going to call them up in just a second, and I've asked them each to bring something, and you'll see what that thing is in just a minute. Those things are. But before we begin, I want to remind you that we've been talking about love. Guys, love is so important to God. Do you remember that the Bible, God's true story, tells us that God is love? We've been talking about how love is patient, that we can show love by being patient. And today we're talking about how love is kind, that one of the most beautiful ways we can show love is by being kind to everyone around us. So, we're going to be telling a story today. And in that story, there's a big group of people who come to hear Jesus talk. And his disciples, who are also like his friends, are there to help. We're going to hear about a disciple named Philip, and we're going to hear about one called Andrew. There might be a couple others in there. But let's see what happens. Joshie and Lindy Lou, can you come here? Joshua and Lindy. Lindy, can you say hi?
Hi.
All right, Josh, can you come get your face in the picture and come say hi? You say hi?
Hi.
All right, come scoot back so you can each see each other. We can see your faces right there. Now, put that up. All right, Lindy, what did I ask you to bring?
Bread.
Can you show us? This bread was in better shape a little bit ago. And then, Joshie, what did I ask you to bring? Now, why would I have asked you to bring fish and bread? Let's see. Let's get this fish a little closer. Get the bread a little closer. Perfect, perfect. Back it up, back it up, back it up. Do you think I asked y'all to bring those because I have a great story in the Bible about how fish love bread? What do you think, Lindy Lou?
No.
What story in the Bible could I be asking you guys about?
The little boy went to 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish.
That's exactly right. The little boy who has 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. So let's hear about that story. Can you guys wave again? Say bye.
Bye.
All right, so we are going to hear a story. And in this book, it is called A Big Picnic. And we're going to see what happens when a big crowd of people come and they don't have any food with them, and what Jesus does. More than 10 people, more than 50, more than 100, more than 1,000 people, 5,000 people had to come hear Jesus. They just had to. They were so excited to hear him. They stayed all afternoon. At dinner time, they were still listening to Jesus. They were so excited to be there. And somehow they didn't have any food with them. Let's see. Jesus' friend said, "Let's tell these people to leave now. They can go and get something to eat." Let's see. What do you think Jesus says? Do you think he says, "Okay, send them away," maybe? No, Jesus says, they do not need to go. Philip says, "But we don't have the money to buy them food." Andrew says, "You are right, and I only know one person who brought food. A little boy here has 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. Do you think that's enough to feed 5,000 people? 5 little pieces of bread and 2 fish? That is not enough to feed 5,000 people, Andrew said. Let's see what Jesus does. But Jesus said, "Tell the people to sit down." Everyone sat down on the soft grass. Jesus took the 5 loaves and the 2 fish. He prayed and thanked God for the food. Then his friends began to give food to the people. Now there were not only 5 loaves and 2 fish. There was plenty of bread and fish for everyone. Each person got to eat as much as he wanted. Guys, that was a miracle. And that miracle got to happen because a little boy showed love by being kind. He had food. He had enough to feed himself for lunch, and instead of keeping his 5 loaves of bread and his 2 fish for himself, when Jesus and his friends were looking for food, he said, "Well, I have this." He knew how many people were there. He wasn't confused. He didn't think that he was just trying to feed 2 people. But he thought, well, they're asking for food. I guess I'll give them my food. He was so kind, and he shared. And Jesus was able to do a miracle and multiply that food and feed over 5,000 people. How crazy is that? Isn't that beautiful? Guys, God is so full of love, and it makes his heart so happy when our hearts are full of love too, and when we show that love by being kind. What are some ways this week that you can be kind? Josh and Lindy, can you come back for 1 second and run back over here? I want you guys to be thinking out there. How can you show kindness this week? Josh and Lindy, how can you show kindness this week?
By
We'll let Josh, you go first. Lindy, come here.
by being nice to my sister and loving on my friends and my family.
Such a good answer. Yes. All right, Lindy Lou, how can you show kindness this week?
Being nice to my brother
Yes.
and loving people.
Yes, those are great answers. Being nice to our brothers and sisters, that's a tall order sometimes. If you don't have brothers and sisters, just being kind to the people around you, right? Whoever that is, mommies, daddies, cousins, friends. Just choosing to be kind over and over. It makes God's heart so happy when you do that. Guys, I love you so much. And God loves you even more. He loves you more than you can possibly imagine. I can't wait to talk to you again next week.